Good evening, it's May 13th, 2024. I'm with John Jekovich, a highly decorated World War II veteran, and we're going to continue in his chapter, Patrols on the Rhine, V-Day, page 431. What would be your dog tag number, Mr. Jekovich?
420995.
Here we go. Our mission was to defend the West Bank against the enemy attack or patrol activities. We're also to guard the communication lines, utilities, bridges, and culverts, and to dispatch night patrols to the east shore in order to discover the enemy's strength, the order of the battle, and the terrain situation. We were assisted by the 15th Belgium Fusilier Battalion. This in itself was an indication of what the higher authority thought of the division's capabilities. You did not see the 82nd or the 101st guarding bridges or utilities as their prime objective. Why wouldn't you see the 82nd or the 101st Division guarding bridges?
Well, that's their job.
No, you said they wouldn't be guarding bridges. You said you wouldn't see the 82nd guarding bridges.
They wouldn't?
No, you said, I'll read it back. This in itself would be an indication what the higher authority thought of this division's capability. You did not see the 82nd or the 101st guarding bridges or utilities as their prime objective. Why wouldn't the 82nd or the 101st be guarding bridges? But you guys...
Well, they figured the Germans would come through with their tanks.
They were out spearheading the drive to Berlin or rescuing some stranded outfit mirrored down in a murderous crossfire. Granted, we were a green division, but aside from that, we never had the leadership right from the commanding general on down to the lowly second lieutenant. We were attached to E Company, and I was given the responsibility of first section of our platoon. I did not mind the extra duty, but felt somewhat perturbed in the reluctance of the company in obtaining my stripes. There again, many times they promise you your sergeant stripes. Is that what we're talking about, is sergeant stripes? They promised you to, and they never came through.
That's what they do.
If Larson could attain staff through political connections with his uncle, I should be able to obtain a rating through my experience and knowledge. I agree with that statement.
That doesn't happen.
The fact that we're constantly detached to the rifle companies and therefore under the control of the headquarters platoon afforded us some autonomy in order to operate where we left to our own discretion. We were in the enviable position not being in complete control by anyone directly. We were in a defensive position at the river's edge, dug into a bunker with a section of E Company, riflemen on each side of us. The bunker was manned 20 hours a day, and we rotated the night hours every other night.
Or you apply here. That's right. The only thing I would say is this. I'm not exactly sure.
The next thing, there were 2 3-man patrols in our sector, one in which several Germans were killed and others captured or wounded. On the third night, a 7-man patrol was encountered, and they were eliminated by our guns and the action of the riflemen. If the Rhine crossing was to have the advantage of surprise, the preparations of the assault divisions had to be screened from the enemy. This was the reason for the necessity of intercepting enemy patrols, which might have been crossing the Rhine for the purpose of collecting data on the buildup. During the division's stay on the West Bank, not one of the 10 or more German patrols engaged our troops was able to return to its lines. As the enemy was looking to intelligence about our buildup, we were also sending out patrols 30 in all, to produce valuable enemy information such as enemy strength, dugouts, trenches, pillboxes, minefields, 88 millimeter guns, wire, observation posts, etc. I was selected to go on these patrols along with 3 men from my squad. I was called to company CP one morning for a patrol briefing. At first, I was rather disgruntled and peeved at being selective so soon after just having completed a patrol last night. But after meeting the patrol leader, Major Madron, I consider myself fortunate to be selected. It took an immediate liking to the major, a West Pointer probably 2 years older than I. He was the closest to my image of an officer and leader that I encountered. With the exception of the lieutenant and the airborne. There were not pretentious moments in his demeanor, nor in our authoritative attitude when he spoke. At first we welcomed him as sergeant, which I explained to him that I was not. He retorted immediately that he would have something to do about that. He then explained our patrol mission, the night of reconnaissance, and a prisoner gathering detail, which would last about 4 hours. We went to accompany him and a squad of his men from the 2nd Ranger Battalion to the offer assistance and support fire. We would be armed with 30 caliber machine guns with enough ammo to last an hour. I was to select 3 men and make up the gun crew. We were to meet back here at 2100 hours, ready to go. With that, he shook my hand, smiled, and returned to his Jeep. I returned to the squad. On my way back, I decided on whom I would select for the patrol. When I entered the farmhouse, I informed Calhoun, Shepard, and Eisler that they were on a patrol that night. I filled them in what I knew, and that we would carry a light machine gun, and Calhoun would be the gunner, Eisler the assistant, and the Shepard the ammo bearer. I told them to get some rest and something to eat, and we'll be jumping off at 2100 hours. What do you got there?
9 o'clock.
Want to put on hold for a minute?
Yeah.
Put on hold for a minute.